Welcome to the next lesson in the channeling course, and this one is going to be taught directly through the Pleiadian Council, so I'm just going to turn it over and hope you enjoy. Hello, and we say good day to you this moment of your time. As the Pleiadian Council, we are pleased to connect with you and serve you in this way. It is a great gift that you allow for us to meet you, and it is a great gift for the guides that you come to channel to come through into your world and reality. So, today we will speak about the process of meeting your specific guides. Now, by this point, you may have most certainly connected with your own higher self by feeling the presence of this love and this energy. This is the most important first step. Opening your channel in any way that serves you by tuning in to that frequency of love and that energy that you come to know as your own personal connection to your higher self will be just perfect for you as you continue to explore. Understand again that we are always with you, that you are never separate from us. And so this idea of a visualization or a ritual that helps you to begin channeling is something very personal that works with your own specific soul purpose, your own present belief system, and the specific guides that you will come to channel. As you come to make connection with your guides, you can understand that perhaps at first there will be many different guides that come to work with you. When you first begin to channel, you may find that there are many different beings that present themselves one at a time. Or perhaps these many different beings seem to blend together into one consciousness. Now, we are present with the channel all the time, and there are actually other beings who work with us and blend their frequency together with us. So in a sense, we are not simply one being, and those other energies that the client and those listening bring into the transmission also affect our vibration. When we first met the channel, we presented many versions of ourselves to the channel. And slowly, we came to rest as one entity with many different aspects. And this entity is a combination of many different souls who come from the Pleiades. We connect to the channel and blend our frequency with the channel for the purpose of this transmission. And so we have shared with the channel that the many different beings that manifest in his psychic senses through visions are, in a way, takes on our energy, though our true form is something that is not fully graspable for you in your human world. And so do not be attached to these images that we show you. You can use these images to get familiar with our energy and with our vibration, and that frequency of love and connection and compassion is truly the utmost priority in further developing your connection. Now, when you feel a particular presence come into you, you can come to ask, who are you? You may immediately get a name, and if you don't immediately get a name, you can ask for the first letter or the first sound, and from that point forward, allow it sound by sound or letter by letter to come through for you. Especially understand that these first meetings with your guide may be subject to great change. We may change the name as we come to know each other. And when you find the proper name, know that in a way this is normally simply another tool for you to connect more easily, and another identity that you may present to those that you channel for, so that it becomes more familiar with them. For we in our world, again, do not have names. We recognize each other as vibrating energy fields, and we recognize the energy pattern within the other. That is how we come to recognize and identify one another. And so the names we simply recognize as tools that help you to get a sense of our vibration. And many of the names that we give to you are, in a way, parallel vibrations that resonate with our vibration in our dimension. So do not be attached to the names, nor the specific form of the guides that do come through. Simply allow that connection to emerge again and again, and know that as you do, you may experience different sensations, especially in these upper chakra regions. For this is the portal through which we enter your channel. The most important energy centers we would then describe as, well, the heart, actually. The heart is the most important center to develop as you come to know us. Because again, it is here in the heart that you come to understand the idea of oneness, and you come to integrate the energy of your own higher self. Nothing can go wrong with channeling as long as you feel the presence of love and the lightness that comes along with it. So the openness of your heart is key. Your ability to connect with this vibration of love is key. And if you are having difficulty tapping into a specific guide, first, what we would encourage you to do is to simply bring yourself to focus on the vibration of love for sustained periods of time. Now, you can do this by remembering a moment or a series of moments in which you felt the most connected. Often, before you begin to channel, there will be an interconnected series of events that lead you to opening to higher degrees of love. This can be experiences in nature, it can be experiences of relating with other humans, it can be experiences of tapping into the unconditional love through listening to channels, or it can be anything that evolves through your process of following your passion and doing what you love in your world. If you can remember those specific events and tap into that feeling in your heart and sustain that vibration, simply focus on that sensation. Bring all of your awareness into your own heart center and hold that intention. Spirit guides who wish to connect with me for the purpose of channeling, I invite you in now. You only need to state it once, and then bring all of your focus to that feeling of love. Perhaps you picture those moments in which you experience love, or a symbol like a flower or a sunbeam or a crystal that represents that energy to you. Allow yourself to focus there and breathe into that feeling, and know that that is the first step, really, to allow in these higher frequencies of channeling. Now, your heart directly then relates up into the right center of your brain. This right hemisphere is creative, is intuitive. It allows you to tap into flow. It is, in a way, non-linear, non-rational. And as it connects so deeply into your heart, it allows energy from spirit to move into your being. And so then this right hemisphere of your brain connects with the left hemisphere of your brain. And it is the union of these two centers that creates the ability to channel. So once you have tapped into that sustained feeling of love, you can imagine energy from source, from your own heart center, because again, your heart center is source, flowing up into your brain, and these two centers uniting as one, seeing micro highways of light flow from left to right until you feel a charge of energy develop in your brain that sustains this connection. Through this left brain hemisphere, this intuitive energy is then translated into words, ideas, and messages. Once that connection has opened, it then flows down into your voice box, into your throat chakra. And so this back center, at the back of your neck, at your occipital ridge, where your brain meets your skull, also known as a jade pillow in Chinese medicine, this is where spirit speaks to you. And whenever a guide comes and enters your being, they will, in a sense, have their hold here. So first, that idea of oneness is achieved in the heart, and then the two sides of the brain unite to allow the energy to be translated, and then it, in a sense, latches in to this back of your neck. And before you go even this far, if you haven't been able to tap into that feeling of love, it is important to ask whoever is present to leave and rebalance yourself. Clear your own emotional energies until you can again sustain that feeling of love, as if you begin to channel without being properly emotionally balanced. The emotional energy, which is magnetic energy, which attracts like vibrations, can attract a lower level being, and this is not really a very helpful experience. So then tapping back in again to the back of your throat, allow that energy to manifest there. And once the being has established a clear connection with you, you may start to see images, or you may start to have this imaginative sense of concepts, ideas, even landscapes that are very big. allow those energies to be present. And it is, of course, all right that your own human mind is chattering away in the background. And you can allow it to chatter, and you can know that your human mind will also have its own thoughts about all of this intuitive energy that is being downloaded from your heart into the rest of your being. And those thoughts can sometimes be relevant and sometimes are irrelevant, and all you must do is notice and witness them. And then inviting that guide to come in and begin to speak aloud. So you, again, only need to go one word at a time. Allow the first word to crop up and speak it aloud. And then allow the next word to come. And you may not know where all of the words are flowing. It is a bit different than the typical ways that you communicate because the words are starting, but you have no sense of the end point sometimes. And that is perfectly all right. Simply allow, word by word, this stream of information to pass through your channel. Now, the messages you translate will always be matching the intentions that you hold. If you are connecting for your own purposes of meeting your guide may introduce themselves and share about their reality. And that is perhaps the first important thing that we suggest, is to allow your guides to introduce themselves and share about who they are, where they come from, and what their purpose is. As you start to channel for others or for yourself, you may perhaps have a list of questions that you have written, or simply have in the back of your mind and allow the guides to speak to them. And if you are channeling for another person, well, we will have another whole discussion on that, though generally allow them to dialogue and allow the information to come and pass through you. Understand again that the information that we bring through is what we consider to be most helpful for your spiritual growth. And if information does not serve your growth, then we cannot access it. And if the information you attempt to access through us is imposing upon others, if you are asking about other people without their free will and consent to tap into their energy to that degree, you may find a block there. So, remembering to keep everything, in a sense, personal, directed towards your own evolution, will be very helpful. If you find there are multiple guides present, you can ask them one by one to introduce themselves, to speak their message, and to share what purpose makes them unique. For some of you, you may find that there are many different guides in the background that will show up for different purposes. One question may be answered by some guides, while other questions may be answered by other guides. And so it is perfectly all right to have, in a sense, this panel of many beings that can present themselves for different purposes. And also remember that your own programming is what we have access to. The concepts, the language, the information that is within your mind is what we will be able to work with. Of course, this means that we can always talk to this idea of other lifetimes for another person, and your own beliefs and language about the nature of reality will come to shape that. And that is why you see many different channels teaching something similar, but with many different words. And of course, these words will serve the audience that it attracts. And when you open and expand your mind to many different ways of seeing things, you will be able to channel much more vast information. When you first open to channel, you may find that there is a strong energy present in your body, that there is a particular vibration that you feel, particularly in your upper body, though also moving through your hands and arms, and even through your feet. With time, this energy may not feel quite as intense, and it is important for that reason to not believe that this energy and the sensation of it is required in order to channel. The more you channel, the more your own vibration will be similar and closer to that of your guides. And so the more you reach out to us, in a way, there is this energetic muscle memory that you can tap back into us at any time you like. And you will come to know us there in the background. We can even comment on things as you go about your day. If you direct your thoughts, oh dear guides, oh dear Pleiadian Council, what do you think of this? And we will, again, reflect our energy and transmit our information to you in the ways that serve you in that moment. So again, yes, be open. Be open. And the more you tap in, the more tapped in you will be. In that sense, it is a simple process, a simple procedure. As you channel, you may find it both uplifts you, it expands you, it taps you into expanded higher states of consciousness. And it also, in a way, can drain you. You may find yourself quite tired after channeling. So do honor your body. Do not channel longer than you feel capable of doing. Because, again, the frequency of how often you channel is more important than doing very long channelings. You may find that you are capable of that with time. When you find yourself tired from channeling, it is important afterwards to relax, to rest, and restore, knowing that when you are simply listening to our message inside, it is a bit different than speaking or writing the message. For as when you are speaking or writing the message, your consciousness accelerates very much, moving again up into the gamma state. And in that state, you are able to tap into vast degrees of information. And yes, simultaneously, it is, in a way, such a fast-moving state that it can tire your body out. So, yes, give yourself good rest. We, in our dimensions, have great and immense love for you. There are some who, for the purpose of curiosity, explore the idea of channeling lower entities. We would not encourage this, for you can gain an understanding of these lower astral entities or even ghosts through simply asking us what their experiences are like and what their motivations are. we would never encourage you to allow these beings in your body, for when you do, they leave a subtle energetic impression. In fact, many who choose to channel these lower entities will already have a corresponding vibration that attracts them to meet such beings in the first place. So again, that most important thing is tapping into love. And if you do not find yourself immediately connecting with a guide, being able to sustain a core vibration of love with focus will be sufficient practice to begin. And again, the more that you sustain this vibration, the more naturally you will find yourself returning again and again into that state of love automatically, without knowing or understanding why. You are very much attuning yourself to love as you come to be a channel. And if you only channel your higher self through this energy of love, that is quite sufficient. That is as far as some need to go. And finally, we return to this idea of all of the ideas and thoughts and beliefs that you hold influencing the messages that you share. And so you may find, as you go about this process of channeling with your guides, that they nudge you in specific directions. That with your conscious mind, you begin to explore new ideas, new concepts, new lenses of understanding reality. Or perhaps they bring you to study certain things like science, like anatomy, like esoteric spirituality, like psychology, like the idea of ancient civilizations, past lives, or even they bring you to study geology, archaeology, anthropology. Your interests will connect you with specific guides with specific purposes. And so, well, then what is our purpose as the Pleiadian Council? Well, you can understand that we are, in a way, your most ancient ancestors. While we have evolved in our own accord, since that time your world was seeded by beings from the Pleiades. And so we have a deep connection with your world. And our mission is to spread the vibration of love and lightness, and to bring you into a sense of joy and playfulness in your life. We are seen in your world through this constellation of Taurus, which has so much to do with pleasure, with love, with physicality, and bringing yourself in touch with that. And so our core message has so much to do with understanding the union between matter and spirit. We are you and you are us. Everything you experience that brings you to higher states of love and joy is a portal for you to go beyond the confines of your own physical reality, to bridge this world and others. And that is our greatest encouragement for you, and in a sense, it aligns very much with the channel's purpose of spreading the vibration of love, and hence we are guides for the channel, and those who come to interact with us, for the most part, are seeking ways in which they can deepen in their own ability to hold a core frequency of love, to expand into the vibration of love, to develop healthier relationships, and heal their relationship with their world in general. You may have different purposes. You may have different sorts of guides that connect with these different purposes. So allow your guides to meet your own understanding and help you get deeper in that understanding. You may find that as you study a specific subject, you can then go into meditation to meet your guides afterwards, to allow them to synthesize these ideas and show you a higher level understanding of them, a personalized understanding of them that is your own unique way of sharing them. So, we hope that serves you, we hope that helps you, and you may come to continue to meet us in many new and unique ways. As you open, know that we are of the guides that you can connect with. And again, our thanks to you for choosing to channel, for it is our great intention that your world does proceed with this process of ascension, elevation into higher and higher frequencies. And the process of channeling is one of the most powerful and beautiful ways that you can do that. And it is one of the most powerful ways to help others reach that vibration as well. Our great love and thanks to you. And we wish you then a very pleasant day. Okay. I'm back. I hope that was a good lesson for you all.